Hey, what's going on guys? Adam here and welcome back to the channel. Due to popular demand, we are reviewing Hodlnaut, a cryptocurrency interest platform, or Hodlnaut, however you want to say it. Shout out to Clayjack, Brebro, and the many others whose comments got deleted by YouTube, not me, that requested this review. It's been a while, but I've been in contact with their marketing and growth teams, so I have valuable info straight from the horse's mouth. I'll also be interviewing one of their higher ups in a later video, so let me know in the comments if you have anything you want me to ask them. Anyway, we'll be taking a look at an overview of Hodlnaut, some key considerations, and then I'll compare them to other ways to earn interest on your crypto. If you do want to check it out, after you watch the video, I put a link down below which will get you $20 in Bitcoin. Alright, let's get into it. Here's some background on the company. Hodlnaut was founded in 2019 in Singapore, where they are still headquartered today. Their co-founders are Juntao-OH, I looked up how to say it, so I'm sorry if I butchered it, who is now their CEO, and Simon Lee, who is now their CTO. They have about $234 million worth of digital assets under management, and they keep those assets that they aren't lending out with Fireblocks, their custodian. The company is accredited and regulated by the MAS, the Money Authority of Singapore, and have been working hard to maintain compliance. They generate revenue by lending assets to institutions and DeFi, kind of like a bank does with the money in your bank account. The user experience is top-notch on both the mobile app and the website, as most things you need to do are very intuitive. Quick note that the mobile app is fairly new and currently has limited functionality, but they've been heavily developing it. So if you're not seeing a feature I mentioned on the mobile app, check the website for it instead. The main feature of Hodlnaut as a crypto interest account is they offer weekly interest payouts on 6 cryptocurrencies with no minimums or lockups, and your rate is determined by a tiered system. You can earn up to 7.5% APY on Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, and Ethereum. They also offer 12.7% APY on USDC and Tether, and 8.3% APY on DAI. Here's a scroll through of the tiered rates as of September 13th, and you want to use the APY when comparing with competitors. Pause the video if there's one that you want to see, and if you want to go back, hit the left arrow on your keyboard or double tap the left side of your phone. While you're earning interest, you can actually pick and choose the crypto that each asset earns, which is a real unique feature. So if you have Bitcoin and Ethereum in your account, you can have both earning in kind, or you can have your Bitcoin earning interest in Ethereum and your Ethereum earning interest in Bitcoin, and get as crazy as you want with it. Hodlnaut also has a token swap where you can exchange any amount between any of their supported crypto. They have no fees and no spread at the moment, but remember to always check the rate you're getting before swapping on any platform. This is great for dollar cost averaging since they don't have a way to directly transfer fiat currency like the US dollar onto the platform. So you could load up on a stablecoin like USDC or Tether while earning a really high interest rate, then swap for Bitcoin once a week, month, or when there's a good buying opportunity. Their customer support is fantastic with both an email ticketing system and a live chat. I sent in a test ticket and got a really detailed response back within a few minutes, so they will probably be able to handle whatever issues you have in a reasonable time frame. Lastly, Hodlnaut provides optional insurance on any combination of assets stored in your account. The coverage is if Hodlnaut gets hacked and you lose more than 10% of your funds, or if withdrawals from Hodlnaut are halted for more than 90 days. This covers any combination of assets in your account, like I mentioned, but does not cover individual account hacks or counterparty loan defaults. You can easily get a quote and decide if it's worth it for you, but heads up, you can only pay for it with Ethereum right now, so hopefully they expand this to other methods. They have stringent capital requirements for loans and only lend to corporate entities with good credit scores, and the loan to value, or LTV, ratio of loans is usually 70% or lower. Because of this, the risk of default is very low, and that came from their marketing team. As great as everything sounds, there are some considerations to think about. The first applies to almost all crypto platforms. This space is still a largely unregulated industry and therefore has no promise that you will get your money back. Most platforms have private insurance for the company to mitigate losses, but it is not a guaranteed thing like FDIC or SPIC insurance. Also, not your wallet, not your coin applies here. These aren't your wallet, so Hodlnaut can freeze accounts if necessary. So basically, don't invest anything that you're not willing to lose or that you might need quickly. They only support 6 different coins, basically just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins, so your options are a bit limited. I think this is actually a good thing and lower risk given that they are relatively new. They're getting their platform built out on the big boys before expanding. There's no way to get your money from your bank account directly onto the platform, also known as a fiat on-ramp. You have to go to a full-service exchange like Gemini or Coinbase, buy the crypto there, and then send it over to Hodlnaut. It's a couple extra steps, but not too bad, especially if you use the 10 free withdrawals that you get each month with Gemini, which I have reviewed on this channel, and they will also give you $10 of Bitcoin. Links down below. Hodlnaut charges a flat fee for each withdrawal, currently about $10 worth in each coin, so it's less than the regular network fees. But you probably don't want to be transferring in and out each week since those fees add up. Hodlnaut is relatively new at about 2 years old compared to others like Celsius and BlockFi at around 4 years old, who also made it through the 2018 crash. Looking at another metric, Hodlnaut has 234 million in assets under management, like I mentioned earlier, while Celsius and BlockFi have around 15 billion. So they're a lot smaller on that front. They did make it through the tough times following the 2018 crash, but in my opinion, Hodlnaut is not quite as battle hardened as the other companies that are both older and larger. However, they are growing extremely fast. The last and biggest consideration is the counterparty, or the entity that you loan your crypto to, that Hodlnaut uses when you deposit. For Singapore residents, your counterparty is in Singapore, so pretty low risk. However, for those of us who reside outside Singapore, like in the US, our counterparty is in Hong Kong, which faces a lot of pressure from the Chinese government, which has repeatedly made moves to harm crypto. Without getting into the politics, there is a chance that the Chinese government could end up seizing the assets from Hodlnaut's Hong Kong counterparty. There's a great article by ProHashing that outlines the pros and cons of the big crypto interest platforms, and they basically calculated the risk versus reward to not be worth it for them. I asked the Hodlnaut team about this, and they stated they do have a contingency plan if this were to happen, but they couldn't tell me anything more, which I understand since making that information public could compromise their plans. I know that was a lot of info, but it's important to consider. Despite telling you this, they still worked with me to answer my other questions, and I think that speaks a lot to their integrity and transparency as a company. Now, let's compare Hodlnaut to their main competitors, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, and Nexo. The user experience is honestly pretty similar across all 4. They're all pretty simple and intuitive. You can check out each for free and click around to see if you prefer one over the others. The only one without a website is Voyager. First up, arguably the most important factor is the interest rates. If you want the absolute highest rates for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, Hodlnaut takes the cake for all 3. Celsius, Voyager, and Nexo have a loyalty program that lets you increase your rate if you hold their token, and Celsius, BlockFi, and Nexo have a tier system, just like we talked about for Hodlnaut. I'm going to look at the tier 1 base rates, otherwise it gets complicated real quick. For Bitcoin, Hodlnaut gets you 7.5% on up to 2 Bitcoin, Celsius gets you 6.2% on up to 2 Bitcoin, Voyager gets you 5.75% on all Bitcoin, BlockFi gets you 4.5% on 0.1 Bitcoin, and Nexo gets you 4% on all Bitcoin. If you're looking for the highest rates for your Bitcoin at the base rate, Hodlnaut wins with Celsius in second. Ethereum and USDC follow a similar pattern with Hodlnaut in first and Celsius in second, but you might want to spread out your holdings to mitigate risk. The next biggest factor is going to be security and compliance. There's a lot that goes into this, so I'm just going to give my personal ranking for them, and if you want to find out more, check out my reviews, links will be down below. So for security and compliance in this order, and again, just my opinion, it goes Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, then Hodlnaut and Nexo. Nexo pays out interest daily, Celsius and Hodlnaut pay out weekly, while Voyager and BlockFi pay out monthly. Since these are long-term holdings that I'm not touching, that doesn't make a big difference to me personally, but it might to some of you guys. Hodlnaut does not have a good way to purchase cryptocurrency directly from fiat, so you probably want to do that on an exchange like Gemini or Coinbase. Voyager and BlockFi currently have the best full-service exchanges integrated with their interest accounts, so if you want an all-in-one platform, check them out. Nexo also has an in-app exchange, and Celsius is releasing one soon, but getting funds on there is the main issue, just like with Hodlnaut. Nexo supports pounds and euros and just added wire transfers for US dollars with ACH transfers on the way. Celsius supports buying with credit cards and also has incoming bank transfers, but the credit cards have higher fees than the exchanges and the bank transfers only go in and not out. So that's it. There's my honest review of Hodlnaut plus some other options to compare it against. My opinion, Hodlnaut is a phenomenal platform which lets you earn a high interest rate and even swap between all the major crypto all in one place with lots of cool features. But it is relatively new and could have some political turmoil to deal with soon. It's up to you to weigh the risk for yourself, but I personally will be transferring a small chunk into Hodlnaut. Snuck Zoe into that one. If you appreciated all of this info that took me probably 20 hours just to script, I'd appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe. It's quick and free for you and you can always undo it. Hopefully this video helps you decide if you want to try Hodlnaut. If you do, feel free to use the link down in the description for 20 bucks in Bitcoin. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.